July 2, 1943, the skies above Sicily. A Focke-Wulf 190, piloted by a seasoned Luftwaffe veteran, danced through the clouds, its pilot confident in his technical and tactical superiority. That confidence evaporated in a storm of .50 caliber fire. Diving from the sun, a P-40 Warhawk piloted by First Lieutenant Charles B. Hall, a 22-year-old black man from Brazil, Indiana, had executed a perfect kill. As the German aircraft spiraled earthward, it carried with it more than a dying pilot. It shattered a foundational pillar of Nazi ideology. In that moment, Hall inscribed the first of 112 aerial victories that would define the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. The men German intelligence would reportedly dub the Schwarzwogel Manner, the Black Birdmen. Nazi racial theory, codified in the Nuremberg laws, declared black people untermenschen subhuman, incapable of complex thought, courage, or technical mastery. Yet, soaring above the Mediterranean, this dogma was being systematically dismantled by 992 pilots from Tuskegee, Alabama. These men, forced to train in a segregated system, emerged as some of the most disciplined and effective fighter pilots in the U.S. Army Air Forces. The Luftwaffe, expecting to face inferior opponents, was about to collide with a force forged in adversity, whose combat record 15,000 sorties, 1,578 missions, and a legendary bomber escort reputation would become an unanswerable rebuttal to racism. The path to that first victory over Sicily was paved, not in the skies of Europe, but in the entrenched bigotry of pre-war America. A 1925 U.S. Army War. College reports stated black people were inferior, mentally and inherently weak in character, concluding they were unfit for technical or combat roles. Yet, a determined community refused to be grounded. Civilian pioneers like Eugene Bullard, who flew for France in World War I, and Bessie Coleman, who earned her pilot's license in France, proved the capability was there, waiting for an opportunity. Political pressure, spearheaded by figures like a Philip Randolph, and the relentless advocacy of black newspapers, forced a crack in the door. The result was an experiment: the formation of the all-black 99th Pursuit Squadron. Their training at Tuskegee was more rigorous, their washout rate higher, creating what one commander called a super-selected group of aviators. When Captain Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., a man who endured 4 years of silent treatment at West Point, led these pilots to North Africa in April 1943, they carried the hopes of millions. Their welcome was icy. Attached to the White 33rd Fighter Group under the skeptical Colonel William Mamiya, the 99th was initially relegated to patrol duties, kept from major combat. Mamiya awaited their failure, and after their first engagements yielded no kills. He filed a damning report questioning their aggression and recommending their withdrawal. The entire experiment teetered on the brink of termination. Then came the turning point. The Anzio beachhead in January 1944. As the Luftwaffe hurled itself at the vulnerable Allied forces, the 99th, flying obsolete P-40s, was thrown into the maelstrom. In 2 days of relentless combat, they achieved what they had been denied for months: decisive results. Shooting down between 8 and 13 enemy aircraft, they silenced their critics with the only language that mattered: proven success in the heat of battle. A subsequent War Department study was forced to concede they performed as well as any P-40 squadron. Their redemption paved the way for their legend. In 1944, the 99th was combined with 3 other black squadrons to form the 332nd Fighter Group and assigned to the strategic mission of escorting heavy bombers deep into Germany. Issued with the magnificent P-51 Mustang, they painted the tails a brilliant, unmistakable red. Colonel Davis laid down a non-negotiable doctrine: our job is not to be aces, our job is to bring those bombers home. The red tails became a beacon of safety for the bomber crews of the 15th Air Force. They developed a reputation for unshakable discipline, famously refusing to break formation to chase enemy fighters for personal glory. Their distinctive crimson-tailed Mustangs, weaving protectively around the bomber boxes, became a welcome sight. Word spread through the Air Corps: request the red tails. Statistical analysis later confirmed their prowess. Bombers escorted by the 332nd lost significantly fewer aircraft to enemy fighters than those protected by other groups. Their skill was put to the ultimate test on March 24, 1945, during a monumental raid on Berlin. The Luftwaffe threw its most advanced weapon at them, the Messerschmitt Me 262, the world's first operational jet fighter. Outclassed in speed, the Red Tails relied on superior tactics and discipline. In one of the war's most remarkable aerial engagements, they shot down 3 of the advanced jets, a feat that earned them a Distinguished Unit citation and cemented their place in aviation history. The Tuskegee Airmen fought a war on 2 fronts. While battling the Luftwaffe over Europe, they also confronted the racism of their own country. Yet in a profound irony, some of the most poignant recognition came from within German POW camps, where captured black pilots like Lieutenant Alexander Jefferson found themselves treated as equals by white American prisoners, a stark contrast to the segregation back home. By war's end, the numbers told an irrefutable story: 112 aerial victories, 150 enemy aircraft destroyed on the ground, 96 distinguished flying crosses, and an unparalleled record of protection. They had proven that courage and competence are human traits, not racial ones. Their legacy directly contributed to President Harry Truman's decision to desegregate the U.S. military in 1948. Though official recognition was slow in coming, the Congressional Gold Medal was not awarded until 2007. Their triumph was ultimate. As Roscoe Brown, who downed one of the Me-262s over Berlin, stated, "We didn't just fight the Germans, we fought ignorance, prejudice, and hatred, and we won all 3 battles." The Tuskegee Airmen soared above the limitations their world tried to impose, transforming mockery into reverence and leaving a legacy written in crimson across the skies of history.